A little boy believed that his late mother lived in the moon and would talk to her every night before bed. The boy's name was Ivan. He was an adorable kid with bright blue eyes and a head full of imagination. His mother, Lily, had died when he was just a baby, and his father, Mark, had done his best to raise him alone, but it wasn't easy. Mark worked long hours as a chef, so most of the time Ivan was left to his own devices, and being an imaginative child, he created his own world where his mother was still alive. He would look up at the moon and say, "Hi, Mama," in the sky, and he was sure that she was listening. One day, Mark met someone who understood Ivan's pain. Her name was Anna, and they soon got married. At first, Ivan didn't like her. He thought that she was only after his father's money, but as time passed, he realized that she was a kind woman who was always willing to help. She never forced him to call her mother, and she respected his bond with the moon. But one night, Mark and Anna had enough. They sat down with Ivan and told him that his mother was really dead and that the moon was just a big ball of rock in the sky. They tried to explain it to him, but he wouldn't listen. Instead, he ran to his room crying. When Mark and Anna heard him crying, they felt guilty about what they had done. They knew that they should have prepared him for this truth, but they hadn't. Mark went to Ivan's room and asked him to open the door, but he refused. "Leave me alone," he shouted. "You don't understand. My mama is in the moon." Mark sighed and sat down on the floor. He knew that he couldn't force Ivan to believe that his mother was dead. The only way he could accept it was by coming to terms with it on his own. So Mark stayed there all night, talking to Ivan through the door. He told him stories about his mother and how much she loved him. He also told him about the first time he saw the moon after she died and how it reminded him of her. In the morning, Mark got up and went to check on Ivan. He was still asleep, but he wasn't crying anymore. Mark smiled and knew that he had made some progress. From then on, Mark and Anna were more careful about what they said around Ivan. They never tried to convince him that his mother was dead again, but they also never lied to him. One night, Mark and Anna were watching TV when Ivan came into the living room. He was holding a book about space. "Look, Papa, Mama is here," he said excitedly. Mark and Anna looked at the picture in the book and saw the same round face that they had seen in the moon so many times before. It was a picture of the moon as seen from Earth. "That's not your mother, sweetheart," Mark said gently. Ivan shook his head. "No, you're wrong, Papa. Look, the eyes are the same." Mark and Anna looked at each other. They had never noticed that before. Maybe Ivan was right. Maybe Lily was in the moon. After Lily died, Mark and Anna often wondered what she would have been like as an adult. They had only met her once when she was still alive, and they remembered her as a beautiful young woman with a kind heart. Now they saw a striking resemblance between the moon and Lily, and they couldn't help but wonder if it was a sign that she was up there watching over them. Years went by and Ivan grew up without ever forgetting his mother. He still looked up at the moon every night and talked to it as if she were there listening. Mark and Anna were proud of him because he was a good, kind boy who never gave up hope. One day when Ivan was 12 years old, Mark decided to take him on a camping trip. They went deep into the forest and set up camp by a lake. That night, they sat around a campfire and roasted marshmallows. "Do you still think that your mother is in the moon, son?" Mark asked. Ivan nodded. "Of course. Why wouldn't she be there?" "She's the moon goddess," Mark smiled. "I guess that makes me an astronaut," Ivan laughed. "Yes, you are, Papa, the bravest astronaut in the whole universe." Mark hugged his son. He was so happy that even after all these years, Ivan still had such a strong connection to his mother. As the night wore on, the three of them shared stories and jokes. Then it was time for bed. Mark and Ivan slept in a tent, while Anna preferred to sleep in the hammock. In the middle of the night, Ivan woke up and quietly got out of the tent. He walked over to the lake and stared at the moon. "Mama, I had a great day today," he whispered. "I love Papa and Stepmom. We went camping by the lake and I made a new friend. His name is Alex and he has a dog. Do you think we can come visit next time, Mama? I know you'll love him." Suddenly, something strange happened. The moon seemed to get brighter and the clouds parted, revealing a clear view of the lunar surface. Ivan gasped as he saw something that made no sense. There in the middle of the moon was a face that looked exactly like his mother's. It was smiling down at him. Ivan ran back to the tent and woke up his father. "Come see, Papa, the moon. It's really Mama. Come look." Mark rubbed his eyes and stumbled out of the tent with him. But when he looked up, he saw nothing but a bright, beautiful moon. "What did you see, son?" he asked. Ivan pointed to the face in the moon. "It was Mama. She wants us to come to her." Mark looked up, but he saw nothing but clouds. "It's probably just your imagination, sweetheart," he said gently. "The moon isn't really your mother. I know it's hard to believe, but she's gone, Ivan, and the only thing that's left of her is our love for her." Ivan looked back at the tent. He didn't want to upset his father, so he didn't say anything. He slowly walked back to the tent, but as he turned to leave, he saw the moon face again. It was winking at him. In the morning, Mark and Ivan packed up their things and headed home. Throughout the day, Ivan kept thinking about what he had seen the night before. He couldn't shake the feeling that his mother was trying to tell him something. As they drove, Mark turned to Ivan and asked him how he was feeling. "I'm okay, Papa," he replied. "Just tired." Mark nodded, but he couldn't help but worry about his son. He knew that Ivan still missed his mother, and he wished that he could do something to ease his pain. When they got home, Mark gave Ivan a big hug. "I love you, son," he said, "and no matter what, you will always be my little boy." Ivan hugged him back. "I love you too, Papa." Just then, Anna came over and joined the hug. "We love you, Ivan," she said, "and we will always be here for you." Later that day, Mark and Anna sat down with Ivan to have a talk. They explained to him that even though his mother was gone, she would always be in his heart. They told him that she was watching over him and that she wanted him to be happy. How do you know, Papa? Ivan asked. Mark smiled, because she told me. Suddenly, a loud crash came from upstairs. The three of them looked at each other in surprise. What was that? Mark asked. He stood up and went to investigate. As he walked up the stairs, he heard a voice that sounded exactly like Lily's. I'm up here, Mark. Come see what I found. Mark followed the sound and came to a stop in front of a closed door. He knocked on the door and it opened to reveal Ivan standing in the doorway. What are you doing here, son? He asked. Ivan stepped aside to let him in. Come see, Papa. The moon is here. Mark looked past Ivan and gasped. In front of him was a large mirror, and reflected in its surface was the face of the moon. Wow, he whispered. It really does look like Lily. Mark felt a tear roll down his cheek. She's up there watching over us, Mark. A familiar voice said behind him. Mark turned and saw Anna standing in the doorway. She had a sad smile on her face. I think she wants us to be happy, she added. Mark nodded and wiped away his tear. I know, he said. I think she does. At that moment, Mark knew that Lily was in the moon. He could feel it in his heart, and although he was sad that she was gone, he was also grateful that she was watching over them and guiding them through the darkness. From then on, Mark and Anna never doubted that Lily was in the moon, and every night before bed, they would look up and wave to her. They knew that she was watching over them, and they felt her love wrap around them like a warm blanket. They also knew that she was happy for them and that she wanted them to be happy too.